Hi, guys. How are you doing? Oh, what a day it is. Paul, hello. Thank you for coming in to WT 181. Yes, you made it early. How about that? Let's see. So as you can see, I am a Kansas City fan, and they play at 1:30 today, so I will be rooting my team on. I'm trying to give this a couple minutes for people to come in. Let's see. Turn this down. All right. Well, that's bright. Go Chiefs. Yep. I have been a Kansas City Chiefs fan for probably 30, 35 years, something like that. Don't you know? Hello. Thank you for coming in. I don't think you've been in here before, but I do appreciate it. So last week we were talking about the tree that fell down out here in my front yard. And I posted a short, actually two shorts, one of them showing just the tree and the part that had fallen down. And then the second one was the power company coming out, and there was a limb over one of the lines. Turns out it was actually over the cable line, not the power line, but he went ahead and pulled it down for us anyway. But anyway, they came out. Well, we had to hire, we realized once the limb that fell, the middle of it was rotted out. So we were worried about the rest of the tree. And there were parts of it that if they fell, they would, end up in the driveway, maybe damage a car, could go across the power lines, which could be a problem. And then there was one that was hanging over that could possibly even land on the house, or, some of it could take out, actually most of it could take out our fence. Hi, Andale. Hello. So anyway, we realized that tree was partially rotted. We didn't want to take any chances, so we had to hire somebody to come out and trim it up and cut off all the dead stuff. And they sealed up they cut it smooth, the branch that had broken, and then sealed it up so that it would heal correctly and all that good stuff. Anyway, they pretty much butchered the tree, which is what we needed. But anyway, they were getting ready to leave. And, as they're pulling all this stuff out, they run it through a chipper shredder that goes into the back of the truck. And, they did most of this while I was at work. So when I saw that they were getting ready to leave, and he said something about taking that load of the compost, mulch, whatever you want to call it, to dump it. And I thought, well, heck, if all he's going to do is dump it, I asked my husband real quick, I said, do we have a spot here where he could just dump it out for us? Because, that's some good compost, or could be, So they went ahead and dumped it on the side of our driveway. I'll be posting a video showing the tree and then kind of the aftermath a little bit, and the compost pile. But it's been kind of cool because for the last 3 days we've been seeing the steam coming up out of it because it's been cold here. And so that getting hot in the middle and doing what it's supposed to do, that warmth combined with the outside air being being hot in the middle and the air being cold, we had the steam coming off of it like crazy. So I did get a video of that too. That's kind of cool. Get it leveled off about 30 inches off the ground and use it for a garden table. Yeah, we thought about that, but the tree actually, once they started cutting into the rest of the limbs, really only that one that broke is the only one that was rotten. So we're not sure what happened there. The rest of the tree was in pretty good shape. So we actually just, left the tree. They just topped it, thinned it out real good, and cut off a bunch of stuff so that it could breathe. I think the part of the problem was this is a pepper tree. So it kind of has the same effect of a weeping willow, the way the limbs drape down almost to the ground and stuff. And they were just so thick that when it's windy and stuff, there was nothing for the wind to move through. So it was just pushing on it instead of moving through it. So anyway, they thinned it up real good. I mean, there's not a whole lot left on it, which we really needed. But anyway, this is a reputable company. We paid a little bit more because we wanted to make sure we went through somebody who, was licensed and had bonded and had insurance and all those things, because that tree could have been kind of dangerous if somebody was trying to cut it down there, cut some of it off that didn't know what they were doing. There could have been a problem. So anyway, I am just happy that I have this big old pile of, right now it's more like mulch, but I will slowly take it around and put it in the compost piles that I have, because I have 2 areas where I collect compost. And really the way I do it is we have 2 big areas. And so like this year, I will be putting all of the compost into one pile. The other side is the side that I'm using. And then next year, I will use off of the side that I put into this year. So it basically has the year to compost well. And that's been working out pretty good for us, especially since we are planning to raise the cinder blocks up by 1 to make them 2 cinder blocks deep instead of just the 1. So I'm going to need to fill in quite a bit. So having that compost will be very nice. Very happy about that. I saw somebody else come in. Maria Graham, hello. New to my channel. Well, welcome. I appreciate it. Saw Ann Dale. Cool. So I did not get a whole lot posted this week, but you know what? I'm okay with that, because it's just been one of those kinds of weeks where there's been a lot of preparation. And honestly, for the last, I think this is 5 weeks in a row now, I have been working 6 days a week. That extra day just makes all the difference in the world for how much I can get done around here. Ashley, CNC Farm, hello. Thank you for stopping in. So anyway, I've been prepping a lot of stuff. I've been filming some things and getting some stuff ready. So I have a lot of things in the works. I just wasn't able to get anything really completed this last week, except for the one video that did go out. Nana 9 Acres, hello. So anyway, I'm okay. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself, because I think that's what will get me in trouble. So even though I have ambitious goals, I will get there, but I kind of have to get a little bit ahead at first. So Brad, Chicken Beak Mountain, hello. Thank you for coming in. So anyway, as I said, I really only got one video posted last week. Okay, I will have several coming out this week, because like I said, I've been doing a lot of preparation. One of the other things that I have decided to do was, I do these shopping videos and my grocery budget and, the way that I shop, so that I save a whole lot of money on my groceries and all that. And so for the last couple of weeks, I realized every time we sit down for dinner, we would be sitting there eating, and I'd be looking at what we had and looking at how much we paid for each of the things, and I kept realizing that we spent less than $5 on a meal for two people. So I started this week, and it'll, whatever I do this week, we'll post next week. But I have been doing the $5 meals for two, and I will post that each week to show how my shopping is making our meals basically $5 or less for two people. So I've been doing that one this week. Saw somebody come in. Jailbait and Tackle, hello. How are you doing? I am very well. Thank you for asking. Feeling pretty good this week. It's been a good week, as I said. I really only got the one video posted, but I still got a lot done. So that's a good thing. And our weather is crazy. We went from, what's it been now, like 3-4 weeks of lots and lots and lots of rain, which is unheard of for us. And then now this week, we've got 10 days free and clear of no rain, but our temperatures at night are dipping down into the 30s, lower 30s, and we're only running, 50, 55, that type of stuff during the day. So it's still been really kind of cold to do too much stuff. I mean, we're doing some things outside, but check out a channel called The Wolf Pit or something like that. Okay. I don't know if I have a pen in here. I might have to go back and look at this. I think I took my pen. Yeah, I will do that though. Zone 7, South Carolina. Yeah, see, I am in the very central of California, in the valley. So we've been in a drought for 5 years. We've been, or longer, I'm not even sure. So all this rain has just been like, it's crazy. There's flooding everywhere because we just don't get this kind of rain. It does not happen around here. We've had more rain in the last month than I think we've had in the whole 5 years before that, at least, if not longer. Wolf Pit focuses on cheap, frugal meals, cool content. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at too. It's kind of weird because, my channel kind of goes two directions, but that's okay. I tried to do the splitting off into two channels, and that's just, no. I'm going to keep it all on one, and I'll just have two different types of people. Because, during the season, the gardening and fruit trees and all that stuff season, a lot of it will start to intertwine anyway. So, but yeah, I've been trying to do the budgeting, and it's not really how to budget, it's just showing my budget and how I stay on budget, and how I can afford to have, my freezers full and my pantry, stock pantry and all that kind of stuff, pretty much at all times, because with the prices the way they are, and there are some things that we're just not buying at all, but I have most of that stuff. I have enough in stock to not worry about. So the only issue I'm having is right now my chickens are not laying. Part of it was it's been the cold, going through the winter and all that stuff, which that happens every year. So we also had a critter, pretty sure it was a possum, that was getting into the eggs at the time, but there hasn't been any eggs lately. I think he's finally gone. But anyway, they're not laying any eggs. So the last couple of months, for the first time in like 5 years, I have had to buy eggs. And man, I could not believe the prices on eggs. I mean, I've been watching prices go up. I've seen the prices go up because we do still grocery shop. But eggs is not one of the things that I had really been buying until the last couple of months. And I think when we first started buying them, we were paying $5.99 or something like that for an 18-pack. And when I went to the store just the other day, I paid $9.99 for an 18-pack. Okay, cool. Thank you. Part of the problem is that the whole reason I got chickens in the first place is because I have an issue with store-bought eggs. I'm allergic to something. Don't know what it is, but they make my stomach burn and burn. And if I end up throwing up to make it feel better because I have to get it out of my stomach. So I've had to try, I know the labels don't always mean anything, but I've been just trying to find something that works. So I've tried the organic and I've tried the cage-free and I've tried all of that. But we finally found one that we buy at the grocery outlet that is organic, cage-free. And so far, I have been able to eat those without them burning my stomach. So that's been a good thing, but I'm just waiting. I can eat my fresh chicken eggs just fine. So one thing I learned about money and budgeting years ago is this. If you pick up an item and hold it in your hand, ask yourself, is this a want or a need? Sometimes I stray. Yep, that's a good way to look at it. Went to 4 stores this morning and no eggs. Wow. Yeah, see, basically the way I do mine is I don't pay full price for anything. I shop when things are on sale, or my biggest thing is markdowns, because I don't know how much meat in our freezer is because the date was going to be that day or the next day. If you bring it home and put it in your freezer, it is perfectly fine. And so, we picked up little, tri-tips, just small ones that are already pre-seasoned and everything that are like outrageously expensive. But they had like $5 or $6 or whatever dollars worth of orange labels for markdown off of the price. And, first thing I do is check to see what that comes out to be per pound and that kind of thing. But, ground beef in our area is somewhere between $5 and $6 a pound for the 80/20. But I don't believe I have paid over $2.29-ish for any of my ground beef because I bought it on sale or digital coupons or the orange sticker markdowns or that type of thing. So, and when I run across those, I buy however much I can. Sometimes it's 20, 30, 40 pounds, just depending. Peaceful Des, hello, how are you? Thank you for coming in. So, that's just basically the way we shop. And then even we do most of our shopping now at the grocery outlet because it is an outlet store. So even regular items, just buying, ketchup or mayonnaise or something like that, is way less than any other of the 50 million stores we have around us. So that really is the only way I shop. I don't pay, but even my even things like if I buy rice-a-roni and or pasta sides or any of that kind of stuff that are close to $2 a piece now, I wait until there is some sort of a sale that's 10 for 10, or at the grocery outlet when they're running them sometimes as low as 2 for $1. And I just buy them that way. And when I buy them, I buy 10 of them or 12 of them or something. So $10.50 for 36 eggs yesterday, and chicken breast at $2.98 a pound. Yeah. Yeah. My chicken breast, I don't think I've paid over $1.59 a pound at the very most. Most of them I pay in the neighborhood of $1 a pound. And again, you'll see if you watch some of my past videos, my shopping videos, like one time we went and they had the boneless, skinless chicken breast, the big family packs, and they're regular price in my area, if you go to their store, is about, I'm thinking somewhere between $4 and $5 a pound. I haven't looked in a few weeks because I don't buy it that way. At the grocery outlet, we can usually get it for around $2.50 a pound, sometimes $3, just depending. But they had these big packages with, I think it was either $6 off on the packages because the date was like 2 days out. But anyway, it came out to be like 80-something cents a pound. But I bought like 6 of those, and each one was like 6 pounds, about like 36 pounds of it at that price. And by doing that, that means I never have to pay full price for it because that's going to last. We're going to come across more sales or markdowns like that before we run out. So that's just the way I shop. So even on these meals that I've been doing this week, $5 meal for 2. If I had to pay normal price for any of this stuff, it would probably be double that. It would probably be $5 per person instead of $5 for 2. I just scored some hamburger at $2.13 a pound and Eagle brand condensed milk for $1, evaporated milk 50 cents. Yeah, I love it when I run across stuff like that. What was I was getting ready to say something. Oh, the ground beef. I was in the grocery outlet one day, and they have on the side, they have like the little 1 pound rolls, and they have the 93.7, 90.10, 85.15, 80.20, 70.30, the different ones, and of course they're all in a little bit different prices. But I'm trying to remember how many I bought that day. It was 15 or 16, I believe, different ones that also had the orange stickers on them. And I can't remember if it was like $3 or, but anyway, the way it came out was I bought some of the different varieties because some of them are good for different things. But I bought several of the different ones. And I think by the time it was all said and done, when I figured it up, again, it's in one of my past videos, my shopping videos. When I figured it out, it came out to be like $1.18 a pound, and that's for, I figure it's like $1.50 a pound for 93.7 and, less than $1 a pound for the 70.30, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's the only way I shop. And that's the only reason we can afford to eat half the time and still have a stockpile going. So when you plan on cooking my ribs for me? Let's see. $8 a dozen, and stores need to change their names. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Sometimes substitute ground turkey to save a couple bucks. Most meals turn out okay. Yeah, I've done that before. And actually, there's a few things I prefer with like a ground turkey, but trying to convince my husband is another story. I always look for buy one, get one sales, but the kids stop eating pork except the last pack of ribs I have in the freezer. I have my recipes that call for 1 pound to a half pound in casseroles and spaghetti and such to stretch. You know what? I've done that too. I understand Gary and my son does not want to be filmed. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Now, okay, the first thing that you have to understand is, yes, I'm like a homesteading channel, homestead where you are. But the whole point is the fact that I only live on 2/3 of an acre. So I cannot raise my own beef, my own pork. I'm not even raising my own chickens, meat birds right now, which that's one thing I do want to do in the future. I just haven't got there yet. So I can't raise any of that kind of stuff. I do have like 30-something fruit trees. I do a pretty decent sized garden every year and that kind of stuff. But the other thing is I also work evenings. And like I said, lately it's been 6 days a week. So typically we try and have our big meal, which would be, dinner for most people. We have that actually around lunchtime because we try and have it before I go to work. But sometimes my husband has to cook, and sometimes I just don't want to make anything elaborate. And, we still do things like, hamburger helpers sometimes, or, a rice-a-roni with some ground beef in it, that type of thing. But I have also noticed that for like a hamburger helper, 1 pound, which is what it calls for in most of those, is usually too much. And I have done the same thing. I've started cutting them down to about a 1/2 pound in the package. When my son was still alive, we would make 2 boxes and use 1 pound of ground beef for the 2 boxes. So, that is another way to save some money. Do you do any canning? Yes. And I have several canning videos out, and there'll be a whole lot more coming out. Yes, I do canning quite a bit. I even do recanning, which is like my most popular videos, where I've bought, number 10 cans of tomato sauce or, pizza sauce or that kind of thing, and I recan it into like the 8-ounce jars or that type of thing. She's a canning queen, Ashley. That's funny. But anyway, yeah, I can meat, I can chicken and stuff like that. I even can make our own beef stews and chili beans, and I've got some pozole and chicken soup and several things like that I like to can too. Because that's another thing that if I'm at work and my husband needs something to eat, he can just throw it in the in a pot or in the microwave or whatever and warm it up, and he's got some dinner. So Cottonwood Ranch, hello, how are you? Inquisitive Farm Wife, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for stopping in, Jelbait. I appreciate it so much, and you have a good day. So yeah, I do a lot of canning. The thing that I'm trying to get more focused on, I mean, I've done it in the past, I just haven't been into it as much as I should be, is I'm going to start doing a lot more dehydrating and even some fermenting. I mean, I make my own, I make my own kombucha. I have started making wine. So all of those are considered some type of fermenting, but that's really the only things I've done. So I want to do some more fermenting and a lot more dehydrating. So I'll be working on that throughout this next season. You also can and gardening. Cool. Yeah. Like I said, the whole premise of my channel is trying to show just how much you can actually do on 2/3 of an acre. So I already had some canning skills before I started all this, or some homesteading skills, I guess I should say. But I'm trying to actually learn more things that can be done on just a small space. Like I said, I can't raise my own meat for the most part, and I really, without a little bit of work, which will happen eventually, I can't grow enough to like last the whole year of all of our vegetables and stuff like that. So I do the best that I can with the space that I have. And that's the whole idea. You don't have to have 10 acres. I spent a lot of years thinking I would love to do this if I only had 5 acres, if I only had 10 acres, if I only had 20 acres. And then, at some point I just realized there's a lot of this stuff that I could be doing without all that acreage. And so that's when I started getting more into the canning. And then, like I said, now I'm trying to learn, more dehydrating, more fermenting, more even just like cooking from scratch. I have made homemade bread before, but it's not a staple. It's not something I do all the time because I also work. I don't have time to do it all the time. But I've made homemade breads. I've made rolls. I've made homemade cinnamon rolls, those types of things. But I want to broaden some of the scratch-made stuff and learn how. Things like, we talked about rice-a-roni. I do buy rice-a-roni. I want to start learning how to make my own, just with the vermicelli and the rice and then what flavors, how to make it taste like the box that we like, that type of thing. So cooking from scratch is another big one for me across this next year or so. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I've been trying to focus on getting ready for the garden because, as I said, it's the end of January. And for me, actually, it seems like we're going to have one of the earlier. I can typically start planting in my garden somewhere between February 15th and March 15th, just depending on how the weather is for that year. And so far this year, I think we're going to have the earlier spring. So I've been trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to plant. We've been trying to get, I did order some stuff for drip watering in the gardens because that's been an issue in the past. So I did order those. And we're, like I said, going to try and extend the beds 2 cinder blocks high. And then we're going to bring in some good composted topsoil to fill those with. So that's kind of been my focus right now. It's trying to get all that in place before, the canning season or the growing season tap over and it just kind of sneaks by. So, okay. Grow in grow bags in your front yard. Yeah. And honestly, we have, in the past, it's always been the front yard was more aesthetically pleasing. And then the backyard is where, we did whatever we wanted. We've got chickens and ducks and geese in the garden and, all sorts of stuff. Grapevines and some fruit trees and all that stuff out in the backyard. About 3 years ago, we did start putting in some dwarf fruit and citrus trees around the perimeter of the front yard. But I do have some spaces where I would actually like to make some more garden beds. But I don't want to do that until I have the garden beds in the back the way that I want them. And then I'll slowly, one at a time, have some new areas in the front going. So, and I can still make it aesthetically pleasing. It's just because we have quite a large front yard also. So I personally would like to be able to use that space for, growing things and trying to be a little more self-sufficient. So That's the idea anyway. Cottonwood Ranch, did I say hi to you? I don't remember seeing you come in. I appreciate you stopping by. So anyway, yeah, like I said, not a lot happened this last week as far as what you guys saw, but I had a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully this next week I'll have several videos come out. But again, I don't want to just like post everything all in one week and then the next week also be right back to not having anything. I got to be a little strategic on how I put the stuff out. So sounds like you are doing a good job, Janet. Well, thank you, Maria. I appreciate that very much. As I said, I'm doing the best I can. We, after the passing of our son, the last part of the year, November, December was just, it was rough. I just didn't get a lot done. We didn't get a lot done around the house. We didn't get a lot done outside. I didn't get a lot of YouTube stuff done. And so we're just now finally, getting our footing. And as I said before, learning how to be just us. And now I'm starting to plan things and not only for the YouTube, but for, the backyard and the gardening and all that stuff that's happening now. So finally starting to get a handle on things, get things planned out, and hopefully we'll have a good year. So we'll see. We lost our son 10 years ago. Yeah, we lost, it's actually my stepson, my husband's son, in November 9th. And he was 28 years old. So it's been a rough few months. And a little less than 6 months before that, we lost my mother-in-law who lived with us. So I've said it many times, in the span of 6 months, we went from a family of 4 to a family of 2. So lots of changes, lots of adjusting, but we're getting there. So I'm hoping that now this year I can focus a whole lot more on the YouTube and, the garden and all of that good stuff. So we'll see what happens. And this reminds me, I was just thinking about, I got to do a mail call. I still got to do this mail call. Just not had time. I got a letter in the mail yesterday. And it came, this is the envelope. Looks like it's been many times, probably was dropped in the mud and rain and everything while it was raining. So the post office put it in this bag and had it sealed up. And anyway, they delivered it, I think it was yesterday or day before. And I got looking, pretty sure, it's kind of hard to read now, but I'm pretty sure the postmark on this is December 1st. So Steve, Backwoods Misfit, I'm sorry, that's why I haven't said anything, because I didn't even know that I had this yet. He sent me a sticker. And it took me almost 2 months to get that sticker. It just blows my mind. But anyway, I am definitely going to try and get this mail call done. First of all, I got to get this stuff off my desk. It's taking up space, and I need to be able to put it away and use some of the stuff. The other thing that I've been doing is I have been slowly, I'm at, 813 subs or something like that. And I'm planning on, when I get to the 1,000, hopefully, doing a giveaway, celebration, whatever you want to call it. So I've been slowly picking up some things that I will be giving away for that. because I don't want it to come up on me all of a sudden and me be like, oh no, now what am I going to do, and have to spend a bunch of money all at once. So I've been slowly picking some things up and kind of organizing it and getting it ready. Hopefully it will only be a couple of months. We'll see. So that's another thing I've been working on. So as you can see, my days are full. You know, I also work, so I have a hard time getting everything done, but I definitely have big goals, and I'm hoping that this is the last week that I'm working 6 days a week, because we hired a couple of new people. So I should be able to go back to my normal schedule starting next week. So that would be nice. We were talking the other day, my husband and I, and it was like, you know, we were planning today. Today is my day off. And we always do this, you know, we need to go, we needed to run to Lowe's and pick up a cap that he needed for something. We had to run to Walmart, just curbside pickup, to pick up something that we had ordered. And we had some pictures that we had to get that were sitting on the couch. We wanted to get hung up in a spot. And my husband will not get up on the ladder without me being here, so he couldn't do it unless I was here. Then, you know, you start figuring in if you're going to eat any breakfast, if you're going to eat lunch. My live takes up an hour. My football game starts at 1:30. So anyway, we were going through it, and you know, you always have this list of stuff. Maybe I can do that on my day off. I keep a running list of stuff that I need to do and kind of prioritize. Do this first, do this second, kind of thing. And just the normal stuff that we had to do today takes up the whole day. And I haven't even done any filming or video editing or any of that kind of stuff because we've had all this other stuff to do. And it starts to feel like, you know, on a weekday, because of the way we shop, we usually try and go into town twice a week and check out the grocery outlet and stuff like that. And we usually have something we need, whether it be a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk or something like that. So we'll, if we run into town, we are early risers. We wake up around, you know, 7:30-ish pretty much every morning. We take our hour and a half to drink coffee and wake up and get your day going. So, you know, usually by 9 o'clock, if we have to run to the store or if we have to go, you know, or you know, go to the bank, any of that kind of stuff, we can do that. But we can leave here around 9 o'clock or so. And then by the time you get back, it's 10, 10:30, yeah, sometimes 11, just depending on what you had to do. And then you grab something to eat, you know, 12 by the time you're done cooking and eating and everything else. And I leave here at 3 o'clock to go to work. So now I've got like 2.5 hours for anything else that I need to do. And, you know, that doesn't count doing laundry or, you know, dishes, cleaning up the kitchen, vacuuming, you know, any of the normal housework type things. And the whole day's gone. So, you know, we rely on the days off, and then, you know, like today, not getting anything done, and tomorrow would normally be my second day off, but I've been working Sundays for, I think, 5 weeks now. So again, I'm just not getting the stuff done like I would like to get it done. And it seems like I'm always busy and still not getting it done. So hopefully with getting my second day off again, tomorrow is be my last Sunday. We'll see what happens. But I'll be able to get back to getting more done, because that's what I usually do is Sunday is usually the day that I sit down at the computer and spend quite a bit of time doing editing and posting and putting stuff together, researching, whatever else I need to do on the computer. But I just have not been able to do that lately. So anyway, we have about 15 minutes. Let's see here. I was going to do a couple of channel shout outs. So let me pull it up on here first. Sorry, I should have had this ready ahead of time. All right, share my screen. All right, so we have, the first one is for Devil Dog. Eddie is his name, if you guys don't know who he is. He is a retired Marine. He says, hey y'all, this channel is going to be a variety of things. I got out of the Marine Corps in 1993 and was a volunteer firefighter for 2 years. I enjoy playing Call of Duty, but I'm not good at it, and do different things around the house. I enjoy fishing, outdoor adventures, animals, nature, knives, and a bunch of other activities. I'm a huge Texans fan, Astros, and Rockets. I hope y'all enjoy whatever I post. Semper Fi. Devil Dog is a big supporter of a lot of channels. He is constantly doing channel shout outs and helping people whenever he can. He's just an all-around good guy. He does have members. Everyone is interested in memberships. Posts things on his community post quite often. Community tab. He's always, as you can see, shouting out different channels and different things that are going on. So he does lots of lives, mostly lives. I would say that's what he does more than anything. Few shorts, actually quite a few shorts, videos. But like I said, he doesn't post as many videos. He does mail calls and stuff like that, but not near as many videos as he does lives. And usually, as you can see, when he's doing videos, he's still promoting somebody in some way. So anyway, good channel. If you get a chance and you don't have him already, make sure you go support him and check him out. And the second one is Devil Dog's sidekick. Belt Loop 29. His name is Gary. And he also, let's see what he says on his About page. Hello, I am a police officer, but my occupation does not define me. I am a person just like you are with many interests. While my wife has been gardening since before we got married in 1998, I have not. Like many of you, I started gardening in 2020. A lot of what I do here is share what I know and get to meet folks and chew the fat. If you find that interesting, subscribe and watch these videos or hop into one of my live streams. Half of the Good Cop Bad Dog show that will show on my channel, as well as the Devil Dog channel. So yes, they are sidekicks. They're very funny, a little bit of bickering. It kind of gets interesting. Supports a lot of channels. Also has memberships. Is also always posting on his community tab, and again, usually shouting out somebody, as you can see. Aw. He's always shouting out somebody's channel. He does, again, just like Double Dog, he does more lives than he does videos. But he is definitely a good supporter of people and always trying to help people whenever he can. He does some shorts. Again, lots of shorts. Videos are, again, usually a mail call or shouting somebody out. But in the meantime, he does do, like you can see here, some gardening chores. Just lots of different things. But very good guy, huge supporter, very interesting, has great stories. I love to hear his stories. So if you don't know him already, please check him out. The other one is My Granny's Garden. All right, so let's check out her About page. This is Viola. It says, welcome to My Granny's Garden, a seed for thought. I named my YouTube channel My Granny's Garden because of one of my grandsons. He loves my garden and talks about it all the time. He always tells people to visit my house and to look at my garden. My garden became a form of therapy after my husband passed in 2019, along with my faith in God. Growing my own food is an awesome experience. As I learn more about gardening and its benefits, I want to share my journey with you. I hope to share not only seeds of thought by sowing seeds in my backyard garden, but also sowing seeds for spiritual growth. It is because of the grace of God that I am here. I am a mother, a grandmother, a Christian counselor, and a pastor. I am a senior citizen and 72 years young. I live in Zone B, Central Florida, and Frost Date and all that good stuff. And she has her contact in there. Posts on her community tab, different things all the time. She's another supporter of this awesome community. Just starting to get into doing lives. As you can see, she did a test, and then her 1,000 celebration and giveaway. Hasn't done any since then. Just one short, mostly videos. As you can see, lots of gardening stuff, lots of garden information. She's a wealth of knowledge. Some cooking, freeze drying, different things like that. But anyway, this is Viola. So if you get a chance, go and check her out. So I'm going to stop sharing now. Anyway, that is my 3 channel shout outs for this week. I appreciate you guys just stopping in to say hello and hang out with me and listen to me ramble a little bit. And I think we're going to go ahead and call it here. We only got 6 people left. And as I said, my game starts at 1:30 and I haven't eaten any lunch yet. So I need to get ready for that. And I hope I see you guys back here next week. I hope you all have a good day. Thank you.